Did you notice my beard is getting a little bit longer? What's up guys, Lou here, back with another video, and today I am checking out the Nvidia Shield as well as the various accessories that go with it. So I've got the Shield itself. This is the 16GB version. There's also a 500GB version. I've also got the Shield controller, the most advanced game controller. That's quite the statement. The stand for the Shield, and then the standard remote, which has a microphone built in for voice commands, a more traditional remote for maybe people in your household that don't want to use the game remote. Now, the Shield is a competitor to various set-top box type multimedia devices. This one takes it to another level though, because it supports 4K. That's right, I said 4K. That's what you might be watching this video in, because we of course shoot in, one more time, 4K. Yeah, I hope so. Sometimes I forget how hot these lights are. So on the back of the box, you can see here we have Android TV, so you can take advantage of the wonderful world of Google Play, 4K movies and TV, as well as Dolby 7.1 surround pass-through. So if you've got a surround sound system, you're golden. And then lastly, games. You can play a new class of Android games only on Shield. They've got a pull tab on the front, but it looks like the seal that needs to be broken on the back. So let's do that. Trusty blade. Wait, I didn't even need it there. This is important stuff, guys. There's a little tab here too. Oh, that's actually satisfying. It's actually quite satisfying. No knife necessary. Wow, this is actually a pretty cool design here. I'm a fan. It's futuristic looking. On the back of the device is where you'll find all of your various ports. So here we have expansion for what looks like micro SD. There's a USB port, two USB 3.0 ports. So of course, one of them is the micro style, and then the other two are full size. We have an Ethernet jack, an HDMI port, and I'm assuming this is going to be power on the far end here. So we have a controller in here. So this is an extra controller, I guess, for two-player games. And they didn't lie, it is comfy. Sort of feels like, I'm gonna close my eyes here, it helps me to imagine. It feels like an Xbox controller, a little different. There's a groove here that your middle finger sits on that's really quite comfortable. So two analog thumbsticks, of course, a D-pad, Y, X, A, B buttons, and these look like capacitive touch buttons probably. And then down here you have quick volume, plus, up, minus, down. On the top, a headphone jack for a headset, obviously. Micro USB port for charging the controller. Also, they've included an HDMI cable. Good job, Nvidia. They've also included a micro USB cable. This is cool. You can see the logo there. Jack, this is not going in the video. Yes, see, because I've said that now, that it's not going in the video, it's definitely going in the video. Ooh, this is a capacitive touchpad here for volume. This feels very nice in my hand. Cool to the touch, possibly metal? A headphone jack one more time. Have your headphones plugged into it. Get your audio into your headphones so you can have a private viewing session and not disrupt everybody else. Wow, look at this. We're really building out. Now lastly, we have the stand. So it just fits in there, right, like that. Pretty sturdy. But, of course, it all comes down to the functionality, so let's go ahead, hook this up, and take a closer look at the interface. Alright, so now the Shield is completely booted up, and as you can see, we have a very slick interface, which is populated with various content. Then you have something called the Shield Hub, which gives you a few more options for games, as well as things like Netflix. Here you can stream games from your PC using the Nvidia Grid system if you want to play really resource-intensive games on the Shield from your couch, but they exist on your PC. You can also download games, and there's actually quite a large variety of Google Play games that will work and are optimized for the Shield as well as this controller layout. So as mentioned, you've got Netflix in this location here, and Netflix does support 4K on certain content. For example, House of Cards and the newly released Daredevil will stream in 4K on your Shield, which is pretty impressive. Now moving down to the next line, you have your various apps that you can install on the Shield. You have access to the Google Play Store, so anything that's in there you could potentially install onto the Shield. For example, NBA Game Time. I'm a big fan of the various sports apps that help me to remain cable subscription free. That's right. As I move across, you've also got Plex here. You have YouTube, as I mentioned before, music, and then you have your own photos and videos. So anything that's on your device you can stream, you can shoot, you can cast to the Shield and enjoy it on a bigger display. Now within the settings, you can either have 1080p or 4K depending on what your display supports. You can also go up to 60 frames per second, which is really smooth for video games. Now speaking of video games, it's probably a good time to play one. Let's go with the Talos Principle. Alright, so here we go. Let's get this game started. Check out these clouds here. Okay, so we have the game booted up, and I'm on the first level, so you'd think that this would be a fairly easy task, and this guy wants me dead. And I don't want to allow that. Now, when I deploy this on one of these robotic dudes, he'll be jammed up, so he can't fire. So when he comes by, watch this. Boom, jammed. But if you encounter one, yeah, that happens. So you revert back to the beginning of the puzzle. The main story here is this is sort of a console-grade, graphics-intensive game, and you've got it running on this tiny little Shield device. So pretty impressive what this little thing can do. Like I said earlier, at 60 FPS, and I'm going to need a little bit more practice, as you can tell. It's so easy to bring this thing with you, and a couple controllers, they can fit in a backpack no problem, unlike bringing a gigantic console. And you're going to get a local multiplayer experience on various games, lots of classics and stuff. That's far better than what you can do on a mobile device. Anyway, that wraps up this video. Big thanks to Nvidia for sending this out for me to check it out. At this point, it looks pretty promising, and there's not much competition in the 4K on your TV space, right? Xbox doesn't do 4K right now. PlayStation doesn't do 4K right now. So if you want to take advantage of that new panel and start to see all the pixels that you're used to seeing here on YouTube or on your computer monitor or wherever it is that you watch 4K, or maybe you don't watch 4K yet. Maybe you've been waiting for an opportunity to upgrade.